What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I go by the name of DJ Soulaah, and this is TapIn Radio. Now, always with me, I got my guy in the chair, Slyy Coop. What up, God?
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? Y'all valid? Cool.
Good.
Now, as you can see, I got just me, myself, and my guy Slyy. But, you know what I mean? Boy Ricardo, he at home with the bubblies. You know what I'm saying? We got the bubble guts and shit. And, you know, Lava G, she on her way, you know what I'm saying? But don't worry about that. Right now, we got a special guest in the building.
Yes,
the beautiful, the fabulous, the soulful, Kymira Ko. What's good, Kymira?
I'm good.
Hey, nothing, man. How you been? What's going on? Tell us about yourself.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah?
You know, new year, new changes. So overall, just getting used to everything overall.
Okay.
And yeah, I released some new music. I have some more new music coming soon.
Yes, the hell you did.
We're going to get into that later
Ready
on,
to
but yeah.
that. But yeah, I guess, so tell me about myself, like where I'm coming from and everything.
Yeah.
So let's take it back in time. I was born in Jamaica,
Boop, boop.
Kingston. I wish I could say something different because it's like everybody that's from Jamaica always say that they're from Kingston.
Yeah.
Like it's very
That was
annoying.
the thing too. Growing up, you're not from Jamaica. Yeah, I'm from. Where you from? Kingston. You lying now.
It's like it's so annoying. But yeah, I grew up
you
in
from where
Jamaica
you
for a
from.
little bit, and it's crazy because when I came up here, like in high school, people would be like, "You're not from Jamaica. You're Dominican. You're Panamanian." I'm like, who are you to tell me my ethnicity?
You do look a little me.
Lord.
I
Lord.
know, and it's crazy because my family called me the Spanish one. Like I'm the adopted one, but it's like.
You know
That's
what's
crazy.
crazy? You know what's crazy?
What?
I got a friend. She's Jamaican too. Like not from Kingston, but she's Jamaican too. Same type like complexion and all that. And I'm always like, yo, you know you fake Spanish. Every time I tell the same
Fake
thing.
Spanish is wild.
I know black, I Dominican.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
No, but so yeah, grew up in Jamaica for a little bit. Then I came up here. Grew up in Queens, Jamaica, Queens, ironically.
Big Queens.
And you know, being from a different country and getting used to a new country, I had to like learn different ways to, I guess, cope with the cultural shock of everything.
Okay.
Because it's like, yeah, I was young, but I still had an accent and I still had a different perspective of life compared to like the kids at my new school.
Right.
So, you know, music was one way that I was able to like get adjusted to everything and like
Okay.
find my voice. And just writing overall, because like I grew up as a very quiet kid. Like even like now as an adult, I still consider myself very quiet. Unless I'm like really comfortable around you, then like I'll start to open up and I'll start to like talk even more.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like my way of expressing myself has always been through written communication.
I like the way you said a written communication.
Yes.
That's hard.
Thank
I like
you.
that. No problem. Okay,
yeah.
so how did you get started? Like you just kind of touched on it a little bit, but let's kind of dive deeper into like how you actually started writing music. How did you? What was the first thing probably that was like, you know what, I want to do this?
You know, the first time that I started writing music, I saw an episode of the Jamie Foxx show.
Goat.
Yo,
Shout out to
and
Jamie Foxx,
for
man.
real.
It's my favorite show of all
And
time.
he had a jingle like. That was his dream, like from working at the hotel and then writing jingles. And I was like, ooh, that's something cool. So I started writing my own little jingles too.
Oh wow!
Like my favorite jingle was the Roaches jingle.
Wait, hold on. Yo, we was just fake talking about this the other day, right? Oh, I'm crying, yeah.
the roaches.
Yeah,
Roaches.
Roaches.
Oh yeah, he was walking around the crib. Roaches.
He had the wig on. He had the dread wig on.
For
And all.
real. Like,
That's funny.
but it's crazy because like before music, I was more so like writing short stories and stuff, and then I really I love singing, but I didn't feel confident in my
okay.
ability to sing. But I would still like write songs and stuff, and still like practice and try to like find the right note and things of that sort.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how it all started.
That's dope. I like that. You got a nice origin story. So, from listening to your music, I can kind of guess who your influences are a little bit, but I don't want to guess and be wrong. So I'm just gonna
Okay.
ask you, who like influences you the most?
I have to say my number one influence is Aaliyah.
Mm.
That's my girl. I love
Wow.
Aaliyah till the end of
You know what's
time.
crazy? Listening to your music, I wouldn't have guessed that. To be honest
Really?
with you, nah, I definitely
I'm
wouldn't have
getting
guessed
there.
that.
Like I have some stuff that I've wrote before
Definitely getting there.
that like
Yeah.
is similar to how she is.
Okay.
But like for me, I realized my niche is more soulful and she's more like, how do I say it? It's like she's in between soulful and
Yeah.
in between hip hop.
Yeah, she was
know what I
kind of
mean?
like Mary. They call Mary. If you call Mary J. Blige like the queen of hip hop soul, you would probably have to call Aaliyah the princess. Mm-hmm. Because it was like she had Hot Like Fire, and then she had AJ Nothing But then she had One in a Million. It was like a nice vibe. And
Rock the
then
Boat and all of
Rock the
them.
Boat. It's like two different spectrums. Really,
Yeah.
she can kind of go either way, and it's just like Mary. No disrespect. Not the best singer, but you still felt her music
Yeah.
and what she put out. You know, she meant it, and it was like it worked with her look, her vibe, her tone. Everything was tailor made for Aaliyah. So
No, in
that's-
fact, soul
that's
music. It's all like soul music.
right, exactly.
It's got that
But
soul.
I would say Aaliyah more so in terms of like authenticity, not
Okay.
necessarily. I wouldn't say that she's necessarily influenced my music style, but
Okay.
more so just like she taught me like since a little girl watching her, she just taught me like how to be yourself, be your authentic self. Like she didn't really
okay.
align with like dressing how everybody wanted her to dress. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she had the whole tomboy vibe, and even when she got older, it was still that.
Yeah,
but you know, she had her
exactly.
belly tops and everything, and everybody wanted to dress like Aaliyah. Yeah, she had her
lie.
shades on. You know what I'm saying? That's
and her
cool.
hair and everything. She was just so beautiful. But in terms of like music influence directly, I would say Amy Winehouse definitely
Wow.
has influenced
Wow.
like
Okay.
my vocal style now.
I was
Now that
gonna
I'm
say
getting
that
like more comfortable
earlier.
with my
Got
music.
it. Yeah.
Amy Winehouse. Who else? A little bit of like old school Eldebarge, Bob Marley in a sense. Like whenever I try to, not even try to, like incorporate my accent into music, like my cultural background.
Yeah.
But I would say that Bob Marley influences how I write in terms of, like I write about real shit. Like
Yeah.
and that's just who I am. Like I can't
Yeah.
really, I would love to write about like the rah stuff because that's what's like going on right now. Everybody loves that
rah-rah.
shit. The rah stuff. That's what I call it. But I just can't. Like I write from my heart, and you know, it's so funny because initially I did not like Bob Marley. My dad
No
actually
way.
forced me to like Bob Marley.
Yeah.
So
you
what
can't-
happened
That's
was
crazy.
That is crazy. How did,
I'm gonna tell you.
let's stop right
Let's
there.
dive
Like,
into
how
that.
did you not like Bob Marley? What was the thing that's like, nah, I'm cool?
So what happened was, this was like sometime in the summer in elementary school, and I had asked my dad to put some music on my MP3 player. You know, like when they had the USB MP3 players.
The USB MP3 players you get from the corner store.
I'm telling you. So I asked him, right? And I had music on there that I had figured out how to put on there already. Like I had sexual seduction and shit like that.
Oh my God.
And my dad saw that and he was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's music. Can you just help me put some other stuff on there?"
Don't pay attention to that, bro.
Yo, tell me why.
All your shit.
He literally got rid of all my shit. All he did was put bare Bob Marley and bare Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash. Of all people. But I appreciate it. I'm not even gonna lie. I love Johnny Cash music now. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So
Johnny
for the
Cash
whole
is alright.
summer, the whole fucking summer, I was listening to Bob Marley and Johnny Cash because I didn't know how to put music on my MP3 player.
Our fucking shuffle was in shambles. You go from Three Birds to Ring of Fire. Like, what? What are you talking about?
No, I'm crying.
But over time, it was like, you know, Bob Marley, he really speaking, and it's just like the way his music makes you feel like just so connected to everything and so soulful. That inspired me to make the same type of energy with my music. Like when I want people to listen to my music and just feel relaxed,
Yeah.
feel, you know, connected to themselves. And I want it to be more so to a point where it's like I'm describing something that you may have a hard time describing. So
okay.
it's like I'm tapping more into that neo soul type vibe because I feel like that's how Like that's the best medium for me
Yeah.
to achieve my
Exactly.
intentions, you know?
Speaking of neo soul, because I consider you a neo soul artist and artist. And what we do here is we like to give history, right? So today in music history, you know, we're gonna talk about a group, so to speak, that was formed by accident. The Soulquarians. You know about the Soulquarians?
Soulquarians.
Soulquarians. I feel like I've heard of them.
Okay.
Oh, you definitely have.
So the Soulquarians consist of Erykah Badu, Questlove, D'Angelo, Common, Jay Dilla, Q-Tip.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of them, right?
of them.
And
Yeah.
what was going on at the time? The time that neo soul was booming.
Robert Glasper.
Yeah, everybody. It was a thing where everybody was recording at Electric Lady Studios. So it was like
Talib, Mos.
most all of them. You have D'Angelo in one room, Talib in another room. Then you got the Roots over here, and everybody was just there creating. And Quest was like, it just kind of turned into like sleepovers. You know what I'm saying? They had their sessions, they jam sessions, and everything like that. D'Angelo's Voodoo album came out of that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And they all kind of sparked the neo soul movement, and it was something different. It was something new, and that's why everything sounded the way it did. It was just like, what the fuck is this? And they lasted. How long was the Soulquarian run? Like it was. It was a lot because Baduism, all of that was.
Yeah,
just
all
right
that.
there.
Yeah, that was like late '90s into the early 2000s.
About that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like they started from like 97, and I think they kind of, I don't want to say crash out. I was about to say crash out.
Yeah, I think it just like dispersed as the
they
game
had a
changed.
run from 97 to 2001.
Yeah.
And if you think about all the songs that was going on around that time, yeah, it made
had
sense,
that
'cause
same
Jill
feel.
Scott was a part of that.
Yeah, I was about to say even a little further. Like I would
Yeah.
say maybe like 2006
Oddly
is
enough,
where
that whole run, you gotta throw in there, Jaguar, right?
I love Jaguar.
Yeah, like people try to call her crazy, but she could.
Yeah, we
She
love her
can,
for
even
certain
to this
reasons.
day.
Yeah,
Love her
like-
for her music.
Like for real, like she goes crazy. She has an album called "Divorcing Neo to Marry Soul." Like what crazy? Album was fire, but they only disbanded or like stopped being a thing. They all stayed friends, obviously, but I think Questlove was doing an interview and they asked him about it, and they were just talking about the whole thing, the Soulquarians. But when the article came out, it kind of was shaped as if he created them, like he was the leader of this thing that they were doing, and people didn't like that. And it was just, he was just like, "No, I never said that."
Yeah, it's
Like,
just how they framed it.
That's just how they made it look. And now, no Soulquarian album, and yeah.
That's sad.
But shout out to the Soulquarians. I
For
listen to
real.
all of their stuff every day. You know what I'm saying? When I want to get into that vibe of relaxation and everything like that. Speaking of relaxation, threw your song on.
Mine?
Yeah, I threw one of your joints on. Hold on, which one was it? Let me not be a liar.
Tell me.
Let me not be
Tell
a
me.
liar.
Tech time.
It was Self-Soothe.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this is fire. Like, and I'm
Thank you.
just listening to your words, and it was really like, it just put me in a thing in a state of like, you have to heal yourself.
Yeah. That's
You know what I'm
the
saying?
intention of it.
Yeah, like clearly the song is called Self-Soothe, but you could have meant something else. You could have been soothing from who knows.
Yeah.
But it was just like, you go through all these things, you got trials, you got tribulations, and nobody's gonna help you but you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So is that the headspace that you were in when you wrote that?
Yeah, it definitely was, because it was like I have reached a point where I couldn't play victim anymore to like all the bullshit that I've been through.
Yeah.
And I would consider myself a spiritual person, and there's like different phases of spirituality where like you initially start out being just mad at the world, and then you like enter a space where it's like you kind of enter isolation.
Yeah.
And then you get to a point of like peace where you recognize, you know, everything that I've been through is ultimately a reflection of my energy. And
Yeah.
therefore, in order for me to get to a point of true peace, I have to acknowledge that, and I have to self-soothe. I have to take care of me. Because if I don't take care of me, who's going to take care of me? And also, on top of that, how can I take care of anybody else? You can't do shit for anybody if you're not doing anything for yourself.
And exactly. And that's why it's important, and not to take it to this, because this is not what we do here, but that's why it's important, like, when you get out of one relationship, you heal from it, and then move on to somebody else. Because you can't, it's unfair to the next person, it's unfair to yourself to, you know, I went through this crazy, crazy breakup, and now I'm just going to latch on to the next person that's right there in front of me that seems to be making me comfortable and making me okay again. Yeah. But I didn't acknowledge what I went through at all. I just moved past it and just went.
You didn't heal from it.
Exactly. And that's very important with all relationships, whether it be romantic, whether it be friendships, whether it be family, all of that, because like, it's unfortunate that people that we love the most hurts us the most at the same time. And that's because we show them our true selves, and they are able to push our buttons in a way that nobody else can.
Yeah, you're the most vulnerable with them. They've seen you at all phases, so it's like it's easier for them to, you know, poke those buttons to really have you crash out sometimes. Right,
and then you know, I kind of hate this word, but the gaslighting and just making you feel.
Why you hate that word, bro? Huh? Why you hate that word, bro? You be gaslighting.
It's overused, like
overused on you.
Not on me.
That and narcissism.
Yeah, and it's kind of used wrong a lot.
That's true. That's true.
Well, you're gaslighting me. No, it's dumb. What you're doing is dumb.
I'm being real with you.
I'm being honest. I don't like it. Like.
And I'm not going to validate your bullshit either.
Exactly. People, you're gaslighting me. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you, it's like, if you don't accept what they're giving you.
I like these words.
They say, you're gaslighting me. Why? Because I'm not acknowledging the fucking idiocy that you're putting in front of me. Like, well, why? Like, come on, get out my face. But, you know, it's a real thing. People do it.
Yeah.
They'll try to make you feel like you're crazy and everything. Like, your family will do that to you.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Your family be the main ones that be like, whatever. You just bugging. Being extra sensitive. No, you are rude.
Yeah. Straight
Grandpa.
Up.
Well, that's too damn bad.
That's too damn bad.
Talking about gaslighting. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
It's your fault. No.
I've been saying that OD a lot. I don't know why.
So, just listening to your music, I can tell that you're definitely into mental health.
Yes, that is my career field.
Really?
Yeah, it's my career field.
That's God's work.
So right now I just left being a residential manager at a group home.
Oh, wow.
And now I'm a care manager, but I'm a care manager for people with like intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Okay.
Which I love because like initially I was like a case manager before all of this. So I was working with like people that had cases with ACS and stuff. And it was intense. It was really intense. And don't get me wrong, like I love supporting the families that I had to help. Yeah. But like I got to see what it was like working under the system. Like that, like being a case manager is not for the weak because it's so underfunded and everything is ran by money. Like you have to do everything at a certain time frame. There's no breaks, all because you have to meet a quota to make sure the company stays in business. So I feel like because it's so underfunded, it's a major disservice to the people who have to receive preventative services. Yeah. Because it's like, I'm just trying to do my work. I don't even care about you at this point. I'm just trying to make sure everything is good for me.
Yeah, that's why some people like, I mean, a lot of the things, you know, that are made to help us sometimes, because of the infrastructure and because of, you know, the way things are ran and the policies and we need the money. And in order to get the money, we got to do this. We got quotas. We got deadlines. It creates a personality in some people that can be distasteful. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's why a lot of like ACS workers, they'll come into your home and just be like really rude in a sense. Like I've witnessed that, and it's like, yo, calm down. Like you don't know what these people have been through. Like, yeah, you're doing your job, but your job is to support them. Yeah. And now with this job as a care manager, I have the flexibility of focusing more on supporting them. And I really love working with the population that I'm working with now. Like, that's like people with autism, anybody with like, anybody on the spectrum, or even if they have like a different type of developmental disability, because they're so cast out, if that makes sense. Like, our society does not pay attention to people with neurodiversity. And I love that we have that word for them too, because it's like
neurodiversity. I never heard that word before.
I know, I love it. It's one of my favorite words. Because it's like, you know, these people, yeah, they're on the spectrum, but they're just like us. You know, they just have a neurodiversity that makes them different than us in a sense, but they're still capable of having jobs. They're still capable of having families. They're still capable of doing everything that we can do. But when you place like disability, or like back in the day they would call them mentally retarded, it's like you take away from their humanity. You know what I mean? What you say?
You said we gotta bring that back?
No, I said we're gonna bleep that.
Oh, I thought you said we gotta bring that back. I'm about to be like,
come on, bro, don't put that on me, bro.
Can we not? Can we get out?
Respect for everybody.
Can we
For real, exactly.
ELE.
Can we start the car?
Everybody love everybody.
Like, goddamn.
But yeah,
no, but like, I really love working with them, especially like the kids, because they're just so full of life despite, you know, the lack of support that our society has. And I'm not gonna lie, like when it comes to services, New York is one of the best. As messed up and as shitty as New York can be, especially with these damn congestion prices, I had to put that out there because that's ridiculous. Like, y'all charging us to come into the city when we have to be here? That's ridiculous. But at the same time, compared to like other states, they provide more services and they provide more regulations for people on the spectrum, or rather people with neurodiversity.
Okay.
And it's just like really amazing supporting them. I didn't even know I was going to get into this field. Like, my guides, God, you know, my ancestors, they just guided me down this path. Because I wanted to do like physical therapy initially, but then I took a science class in college and I was like, nah, this is not for me.
I'm cool.
I'm good off of that. So I did like psychology and I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this.
On the path to healing. I love that.
Right, exactly.
That's where it started.
But see, that's the thing. It's like, it kind of coincides with your personality. Like, you seem like somebody who cares deeply for people in need. And then on top of that, your music speaks that.
Thank you.
Why wouldn't you be in that field? It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You are where you're supposed to be.
I just got guided there. I literally just got guided there.
You didn't know what you was doing.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
Oh, my God. So let me ask you, would you say that, you know, your experiences with these things, how you came up and then getting into mental health and everything like that, can you say that shaped you as an artist?
I would say yes, but I feel like what ultimately shaped me as an artist more so had to do with my experiences. Just in terms of like relationships, whether it be like family relationships or like romantic relationships or even friendships. Like, I was going through a phase of really discovering who I was, and I felt like I was kind of losing my identity within those relationships, like especially family relationship. Like, I come from a Caribbean background, and you know, I come from a single mother, so she had to do a lot for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
like, we all grew up kind of like that, and it's crazy.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
So yeah, my mom, you know, as a single mom, she had a lot of work. She had to work a lot, and that kind of took away from her being there for us in a sense, like emotionally. Like, my mom is a great mom. I'm not gonna lie, and I love and appreciate everything that she's done. But I feel like because she was a single mom and because she had to work so much, we missed out on a lot of like emotional support from her. She did her best, so I would never take that away from her, but like being in this field, I'm able to make those connections and be like, yeah, I feel like my mom could have been there more emotionally, but I understand why she wasn't. And so I had a hard time, you know, navigating my emotions because ultimately I wasn't really brought up in a background where I could like freely express myself or freely like identify what I was feeling. And that translated into being in romantic relationships where I kind of lost myself. Like, I really lost myself, and I went down a rabbit hole of healing, trying to figure out, okay, who am I? Who do I want to be? Do I deserve this type of love that I'm getting? You know what I mean? I know I deserve better because I know my worth, but why am I allowing myself to be treated like this?
Scary, ain't it?
Yes, it was fucking scary. Sorry, my language, but it was fucking scary.
No, not for nothing. I feel you because I've been a hip hop dancer and choreographer since I was like 18, and a couple of years ago, I can probably say 2000. I actually started a dance school in 2019, but COVID hit. And I was like, dang. But even before that, I was trying to do it like virtual and all this stuff. And then, it was kind of lifted. I tried to do like hip hop fitness classes, and then people loved it. But I realized that, when I'm there, I was into it. But then once I stopped, I was just like, all right, whatever. And that's never been me. Like it was on my mind constantly. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking of routines and thinking of new music and ideas for my crew and everything like that. And then I just woke up one day and was like, yo, I don't want to do this anymore. Not that I don't want to do it anymore. It was more so of a thing of this is a God-given talent that you have. And for you to be there and not show up as your whole self is disrespectful. Yeah. So if you're not going to be fully invested in it, you should just take a step back.
Yeah, put that energy somewhere else.
Right. And I was like, okay, I think I have to pause, but just the thought of me not doing that anymore kind of broke me. Like I cried and everything about it because it was like, who am I without this? This is all people know me as. And I never wanted to be the person that be like, to be walking on the street and somebody see me from back, oh, you used to dance, you used to do this. I don't want to be a used to. Yeah. And that scared me because it was like, who am I? Like, granted, I'm a son, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and all of these things, but this is my thing. This is everything else is about everybody else. Dance and choreography and everything, that's about me. That's my thing that I have. And now that I don't have it anymore, I don't really love it like I used to. Yeah. What am I going to do? Who am I? I was fucked up.
I got to that point of being like, I used to write, I used to dance, I used to sing, and being in that toxic relationship that I was in, it took away from that. And like you said, it's like you got to a point of like, who am I? And then finally, I got to a space within my healing journey of like, you know what? I need to do me. I need to do what's right for me. And
that's crazy.
I got back. It's crazy because the very first song that I wrote when I made the choice to like really dive into music, regardless of where it was going to take me, was about my best friend in Arizona, Bestie and AZ. That's on SoundCloud.
Wow. Okay, check that out.
That was like one of the first songs that I wrote because my best friend was a part of that healing journey. Like she was there for me a lot. And, I was just really heartbroken that one of the people in my life that I looked to for comfort and for just, overall joy, she wasn't there anymore. Like she was still there and we would like be in communication, but it's not like, hey, let me come over real quick because I want to talk shit about this nigga. Like I'm tired of this, you know what I mean? Or let me come over real quick so we can hang out and stuff because like she's been my best friend since high school. And I was just like so sad about it that I wrote a song for her. And
shout outs to the best friend at AZ.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
Thank
best
you so
friend
much,
at AZ.
Kayon. I love you.
She's still in AZ?
Yeah, she is. I visited her like a few years ago. Arizona is hot as fuck. It's hot, but it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And like I feel like Arizona is more so a place where you live for family because ain't shit to do down there, to be honest with you.
Shots fired. Arizona, step your weight up.
Like, it's lit over there, but it's like, ain't nothing to do.
Man, nah, we love y'all.
We love everybody. ELE.
Everybody love everybody.
No, so I'm glad so it's cool that when you can have somebody like that in your life. And like because a lot of friendships and things like that are fleeting. Yeah. And you go through things with your friends that you like, wow, you really did that to me? Like I thought, like who I am. Like why would you do that? Why would you think these things about me? Why would you say these things about me? Why would you just do me like that? What did I do to you to make you think that was okay?
But you know what it is? When your friendships get to that point, it has nothing to do with you, and it has more so to do with them. Like, because I've been through friendships like that, and it's like, all right, let me take a step back, because you're going through something, and you're trying to project your shit onto me. And I've been there for you, and I'm not going to tolerate that, because it's unnecessary.
Very much so.
So, yeah, a lot of the times it has nothing to do with you.
Well, there you have it.
I love it.
Sometimes it does, though. Like, there are points where you have to take, yourself accountable.
You gotta be like, you know what?
You gotta own up to your shit.
I did do that. You know what I mean?
But there are other times where it's like, what the fuck did I do to you?
And it don't be nothing. It be something small. You just be like, all right.
And if you're not gonna communicate about it, then that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah. The thing about communication as well, like, I've been saying this like all week, or it's just been coming up because it's something I learned from my therapist. He was just like, people
Pick up therapy, by the way.
Not facts. Like, he was like, yo, people communicate all day. People have this. He's like, because he was kind of throwing shade. He was like, everybody watching YouTube and TikTok and all these things when they talk about communication, but dogs communicate.
Yep.
You see two dogs barking at each other on the street, they're communicating. Animals communicate, we communicate, but
the trees communicate.
Exactly. The communication has to be effective. And the point of communication is for you to say what you got to say, I say what I got to say, and now we meet into the middle to create a compromise, and then we move forward. How are we going to move forward?
Exactly.
Not just you saying what you trying to get your bars off, and you don't want to hear nothing I got to say. We have to conform to your
That's
idea,
not communication. That's just you talking.
Yeah. It's a dictatorship. we
ain't got no time for that
at all. So let me ask you this: what puts you in the zone when you writing your music?
That's a good question. That is a really good question. I guess what would put me in the zone is having something to say, like in terms of having something that I need to get off my chest.
Okay.
A lot of the times, like when I'm writing my music, I'll go on YouTube. My YouTube algorithm will bless me with like a really good beat, and I just like start singing off the dome. And then when I say something that I feel clicks in my mind, my soul, and my heart, I start writing it down, and then I just start going from there. But a lot of the times, like when I'm really in the zone, it's because something good or bad happened, and I need to get it off my chest. Because like I said, I'm more so a written communicator. That's a word, right? Written communicator. That's my word now.
I was about to say, you just made it, so it's a word.
So I'm more so nonverbal. Yeah, I'm more so nonverbal. So a lot of the times for me to like really get something off my chest, I gotta write it down. I can't really like now in my adulthood, I've learned, that it's really important to also be a verbal communicator.
Correct.
Because sometimes there's different ways for people to, I guess, hear you. And sometimes people can't really read what you have to say. They have to hear it.
No deep conversations through text messages.
Yeah. But that'd be me, though. That's the first I have it.
But that takes a special relationship, because you got to read the text message and know that person is not saying it this way. To be like, you look at it like,
Not for real.
You're like, no.
And that's the thing about texting. It's hard for you to figure out the tone and
there's no sense of like connotation at all.
And I think that's what encouraged me to be a better verbal communicator too, because it's like I'm tired of people misunderstanding me. Like, this is actually what I mean. I guess you have to hear it as opposed to me writing it down.
Okay with AY or okay with no AY?
Yeah, like
3 dots.
Are you mad or are you not mad? Like
you gotta put the LOL after you say.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
But hold on, the LOL with the period is a different thing too.
That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing.
I don't have time for these internet emoji games y'all be doing.
Hey.
Like I watched this show called New Girl.
Shout outs to New Girl. That's the joint. Yeah.
You remember the episode when Jess and Cece were fighting?
Yeah.
And she was just like, "Oh yeah, you want to send me that fire truck, boom, boom, boom." And he was like, "No, what's it?" And then he was like, triple syringes.
What does that even mean?
I'm like, okay. She's like, the gatherers have become the hunted.
Going crazy.
Be well.
Yo,
What?
be well. When you're like in the professional community, when you write "be well," that's basically saying like, yeah, fuck you.
That's
Apparently,
Exactly.
which is crazy.
So, if you had a chance to speak to your younger self, let's say 9-year-old you, what would you say? Like, what advice would you give yourself?
I would tell her, that's deep. I would tell her that her voice matters. I would tell her that her worth is not dictated by how others feel about her and more so how she feels about herself. And I would tell her that she is it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? She's it. And when I say that, it's not like it in terms of validation of other people, but it as what God made her.
Right.
Because when I was younger, I had, like I said, I had a hard time figuring out who I was. And
Right.
my identity was based off of how others perceived me. And now as an adult, it's like, I'm it. Like, I'm everything that I want to be. And I'm everything that God made me to be.
Tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I like that. I like that. I see you. So, okay. Let me ask you this. Going back to music. When, with the state of music now, where do you see yourself? How do you fit in as Kymira Ko?
Me, I don't fit in nowhere. I'll be honest
I like
with
that
you.
answer.
More so because like music now is. It's funny that TikTok is back now because I feel like music is like we're in an era of TikTok music.
Right.
And I say that because everything is based off of instant gratification.
Okay.
It's not like what were they called? The soul Aquarians?
So
Soul
Aquarians.
Aquarians.
Soul Aquarians. It's
Yeah.
not like back in the day where people was actually talking about real shit. Don't get me wrong. There are people now who are talking about real shit, but nobody really pays attention to them because everybody's focused on, you know, that thing that just sounds
I think
fast.
I think that's kind of because it kind of fell into a formula, right? And
exactly.
I was watching the Joe Budden podcast today. Shout out to them. It was a thing of what he said. He said pretty much it's like you said, the instant gratification, but at the same time, nobody cares, bro. It's like
Yeah.
because think about what people do to get seen. Like that's just what it is. Like,
Yeah.
dudes throwing on wigs and dresses, not because you're gay and other shit. Like you think it's funny. Everybody can't be that type of funny. That's not you. It's a thing where if it's in you, it's in you. Pause. And if it's like sometimes it's just like it's just on you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So you got people that can actually rap that really know what they're doing, but then there's people that I just felt like doing it because I saw somebody else doing it. Why the fuck not?
And
the
they
bar.
have that.
And then it's like at
You
the
know?
same time, if you get your coin, then go ahead, shout out to you. Like I respect it. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to, once you get in the space of music, you have to start thinking about doing something that's going to make you stay.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that came out around this era that you don't hear from them no more. They had that joint that was on TikTok, and I was like, oh, that's fire. Whose song is that? I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
Like, it's like this dude. It was like a TikTok sound, and we like, what up doing? I've been bugging bitches. And it was like some real, and then it was like, where you going? Where you going? Come here. It was like, that was in the song, and it was like, people was using that sound for mad long. I was like, oh shit, like, whose song is that? Saw the video, saw the song, it was fire. That was it. I never heard from the dude.
Yeah.
And, you know, even you making one hit, people get one hit wonders get a bad rap, but nigga, you know what it takes to make one?
Exactly.
It take a lot to make that one. Why
It's
not
either
make
formula
it
or
another
luck.
one?
That's how I feel.
But see, that's how Sir Mix-a-Lot kind of got caught up too.
Yeah.
Because he had Baby Got Back, and that was a smash hit. But they tried to get him to make another Baby Got Back, and that's how you got Put Him on the Glass.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like,
You're not wrong.
fuck My Posse's on Broadway, which is fire. Nobody give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
We want to hear you talk about ass and titties.
And that's
Back
the
then,
thing.
in like 90.
If it works, it works.
But that they still talking about ass and titties. That's the thing. I
Good.
feel like music now is more so about face value, and it's not about talent anymore.
Okay.
Like people are like, that's why I say I don't really fit in per se, because I'm not just face. I don't give a fuck about face. I'm talking about real shit. You know,
Okay.
I really don't care
Yeah,
about
fuck
face.
face.
My thing is this, right?
Or whatever.
I feel like everything has its place, especially in
Yeah.
hip hop. And we like to talk about the golden era of hip hop, the 90s, the 80s, and everything like that. But it was whack shit out then too.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Like a lot of
Even
whack
before
shit.
that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Even
So
before that.
it all wasn't fire. Like it wasn't. It's just that okay, it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
There was a bar. There was like a
Yeah.
bar like of entry. Like what we call it now is like gatekeeping. Not that we didn't call it that before.
No, it was-
but like
go ahead.
no, there was some sense
Yeah.
of gatekeeping. It's like no, you can't just sound like Method Man. Method Man is ill as Method Man
Because that
because
was
he sounds like
illegal,
that.
bro. You couldn't bite.
That's gatekeeping. That's what I'm saying. That's
Biting
gatekeeping.
wasn't allowed.
And it either if it's positive
But
or negative, that's
even
gatekeeping.
if you bite though, at least bite and be better.
Yeah.
Or be nice with it. Like,
But honestly, it was just like people just didn't like biting at all. Like it was like, nah, you had to
that was a big
strive
thing.
to be different.
That was
like,
a big thing. But even in your biting, right? Get in the door. You can get in the door biting, but I want you to be better. I want you to change. I want you to grow. You know what I'm
They
saying?
gotta
That's
be.
why-
Strive
You
to
gotta
be
have a
different.
different. You had to have like a different look. If you sounded the same, you had to have a different look. There had to be, and I think that's like where certain gimmicks were at. Like that thing sounded good, but people had certain gimmicks that go around. But how I feel is like what's going on now is like that 2016 era of like the SoundCloud rappers. They kind of made it like not that it's like all bad or anything,
Right.
but they kind of tore down the gate. They're like, yo, you can do anything, and it's art, and it'll also make you money. So why you gonna hate on me if it make money? So now the bar is about making money. It's not about creativity. It's like, yo, make whatever, and if it make you money,
Kicking my
valid.
ass. Sorry. I didn't mean to,
Nah, you
have
good.
some comic relief in the middle of your statement. But like, and I didn't mean to give you my back either. I just had
Chill. Hey, pause.
Pause. That was filthy. That
What's
was,
wrong with this man?
That was real filthy. I'm sorry.
We gonna cut that out.
I apologize. Nah, leave it in. Pause.
Oh my God.
Next subject. Next subject.
That whole conversation was fun.
No disrespect to the 90s. Next subject. Please, next subject. I'm crying, man. Why you have to keep going, bro?
That was crazy.
All right. All right. My last question for you before we start, setting you up to perform. What is your ultimate goal with your music?
My ultimate goal with my music, to be honest, the first thing that came to mind is generational wealth. Because I want my kids to learn from me in the sense of like, you could do whatever you want to do.
Right.
Set up a legacy for yourself and achieve wealth with your hobbies by doing the things that you love. Even with like my mental health career, that's my goal overall. So like I'm basically with my music, with my overall career, I'm trying to like set up a outline for my kids where it's like, well, I only got one right now, but my future kids, I guess. But I'm trying to like set up an outline where it's like, you don't necessarily have to do what it takes to get money. You could do what you love to create a legacy, to create something that you could look back on and be proud of. Not because you had to do it to survive, but because you were able to do it. You were able to do what you love and still, got an energy exchange from it, from the universe. And another thing with my music directly, my overall goal is to, like I said, I want to be able to provide a feeling, provide a word for people who have a hard time expressing themselves like I used to. Because a lot of the times, like, music it's a healing medium. Even if there's no words, music can still be healing. Like, you have vibrational music, binaural beats and stuff of that point. Like, really and truly, my intention is similar to what Janae Aiko did with her music. Like, all of the healing, energies that she did, like the sound bowls and stuff of that. I want to get to that point at least because I want my music to be healing. I don't want people to just listen to it because it sounds good. I want them to listen to it for, like, the ultimate value that the vibration is bringing.
Okay. I hear you.
Yes.
I think you could do that because your
Thank
music
you.
is really dope. It's very soothing. You know what I mean? I put it on and I was in deep thought. Like, I was like, oh, wow, I'm walking in a meadow.
That's exactly.
And it just finished raining.
Ethereal.
You know what's so
Music
crazy?
is super ethereal.
That's the meaning of my name.
No shit.
Yeah.
You lying.
Well,
Don't-
my real name, it means what is it? Fortress Meadow? Yeah, Fortress Meadow.
Fortress Meadow. Mm-hmm. Well, look
Sound
at
like a
going.
gamer tag.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
All right, y'all. Once again, this is TapIn Radio. I go by the name of DJ Soulaah, and I got my man in the chair.
Sly Cooper Stein.
Yeah. When we come back, we're gonna have Kymira Ko bless us with like 2 songs or whatever and all that. Nah, she gonna come bless us. She gonna give us that energy. She gonna give us that vibe. We gonna light some incense.
And some
we gonna
sage.
start walking around with sage, talking about my name is Brother Shaquille Sunflower. Nah, we be right back.
I ain't doing none of that.
I wrote this for you because we broke up for no reason.
My name is Kymira Ko, and I'm on TapIn Radio, and this is my single, Tech Time.
It feels like I'm underwater when I breathe. And the air is so tight outside, I can barely see my feet. So I know how far to go when it's time to come home. And I feel lost in my ways, losing sight of yesterday. When the sky was blue and gray from the fray when I pray. So I take my time healing, myself. Moving on to a world where I am living and I'm free to be me. When I look and see what I'll be. So I take my time, I make it right. I do a line, I sing at night. I to the moon, I am user purple and blues. From thriving, love and loss, I know I cannot lose my sight. So I know how far to go when it's time to come home. And I feel my power bleeding, excitement and order proceed. And I know what lies ahead, so I refuse to play dead. So I take my time healing, myself. Open up the new earth, feeling my powers and my word within her. Out the dark, we'll find what hurts. So I take my time, I make it right. I do a line, I sing, and I.
Thank you. Thank you. Once again, this is Kymira Ko. I'm on TapIn Radio, and this is my song, Self-Soothe.
taking my time towards your life. I'm elevating my dreams. All I seek is inside. I know this, I know that. Still somehow the fall falls on me when the pain gets too hard to resolve. I self-soothe my That's one of my favorite songs. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh man, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Once again, this was TapIn Radio. I go by the name of DJ Soulaah.
And this is Kymira Ko.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for stopping by. We're gonna see y'all next one. Peace.